On October 1st, 2020, President Donald Trump tweeted at 12:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, the First Lady and I tested positive for COVID-19. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together. Yet the President was officially released from the hospital on October 5th, 2020, and is reportedly in good health.
In the Old Testament, the word plague comes from the Hebrew word makah, which means to wound, which comes from the root word nakah, which means to smite. For the plagues were smote upon the earth by the hand of God, in order to wound mankind for their vast sins. And the plagues of Egypt were not isolated, but were 10 plagues that wounded the Egyptians again and again. And God warned his people that if they did not obey, he would send his plagues upon them and their children. If you are not careful to observe all the words of this law which are written in this book, to fear this honored and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring extraordinary plagues on you and your descendants, even severe and lasting plagues, and miserable and chronic sicknesses. Deuteronomy 28:58 through 59. In the New Testament, the word plague comes from the Greek word loimos, which means pestilence. And in the New Testament, the word pestilence comes from the Greek word thanatos, which means death. For at the end, the pestilence and plagues are meant to cause mankind to die. And as Christ warned his disciples, pestilence and plagues would come at the end. And there will be great earthquakes, and in various places plagues and famines, and there will be terrors and great signs from heaven. Luke 21:11. For as the fourth seal foretold, these pestilence and plagues would befall us. When the Lamb broke the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, "Come." I looked, and behold, an ashen horse, and he who sat on it had the name Death, and Hades was falling with him. Authority was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, and with famine, and with pestilence, and by the wild beasts of the earth. Revelation 6:7 through 8.
As we now know, there has been a continual outbreak of respiratory disease caused by a new coronavirus that was first detected in China and which has now been detected in almost 70 locations internationally, including in the United States. The plague has been named Coronavirus Disease 2019, or COVID-19. For as reported on October 5th, 2020, by the Center for Disease Control in the U.S., there have been 7.4 million total cases and about 210,000 total deaths. Today, as reported by the World Health Organization, there have been over 35 million confirmed cases and over 1 million confirmed deaths worldwide.
The biblical warning of pestilence and plague should be greatly heeded, for they are a warning from the Lord. And the Lord can choose to withhold pestilence to serve his purpose and plan, for he withheld pestilence from the Egyptians before he freed his people from Egypt. For as the Lord said to Pharaoh, "For if by now I had put forth my hand and struck you and your people with pestilence, you would then have been cut off from the earth. But indeed, for this reason, I have allowed you to remain, in order to show you my power, and in order to proclaim my name through all the earth." Exodus 9:13 through 16. And the prophecy forewarned that men would die from pestilence at the end. I will call for a sword against him on all my mountains, declares the Lord God. Every man's sword will be against his brother. With pestilence and with blood I will enter into judgment with him, and I will rain on him and on his troops, and on the many peoples who are with him, a torrential rain with hailstones, fire, and brimstone. I will magnify myself, sanctify myself, and make myself known in the sight of many nations, and they will know that I am the Lord. Ezekiel 38, 21 through 23. And at the end, everyone shall know that the Lord is in control, and his kingdom shall reign and shall be revealed. For as the prophecy says, then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth passed away. There is no longer any sea. And I saw the holy city near Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, made ready as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is among men, and he will dwell among them, and they shall be his people, and God himself will be among them, and he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will no longer be any death. There will no longer be any mourning, or crying, or pain. The first things have passed away. Revelation 21, 1 through 4.